I have always been fascinated by the Amish community. They seem to be so happy and at peace with their simple lifestyle. But rather, they've made a conscious choice to ignore them. In fact, they actively work against succumbing to the allure of modern conveniences. It's not that they don't want nice things or a comfortable life, they just value other things more highly. And yet they live in a world that constantly bombards them with messages to buy things, use technology, and keep up with the Joneses. They live in harmony with nature, and they take great care to preserve the environment for future generations. They work in the fields, they travel by horse-drawn buggy, and they attend church services in nature. They are an incredibly resilient people who are able to endure great hardships with grace and dignity. This is evident in the way they dealt with the COVID-19 pandemic. Their way of life is a stark contrast to the modern world we live in today, but it offers valuable lessons that we can all learn from. They are a humble, close-knit community who live in harmony with nature. They are incredibly resilient, and they know how to endure difficult times with grace and dignity. Most importantly, they understand the value of slowing down and appreciating the little things in life. If we can learn from the Amish and embrace these values in our own lives, we will be better equipped to handle the challenges of the modern world and ultimately lead happier and more fulfilling lives. When the pandemic hit and the rest of the world was panicking, the Amish were able to maintain their calm and carry on their lives as usual. They knew that they had each other, and they knew that they could rely on their community to get through tough times. This same resilience has allowed them to survive and thrive in spite of the many challenges they have faced throughout history. They are a strong, resilient people who are able to endure great hardships with grace and dignity. Their resilience is a testament to the strength of their faith and their community. Spending time in nature has been shown to have numerous benefits for our mental and physical health. The Amish way of life is a stark contrast to the fast-paced, high-stress world we live in today. They move at a slower pace. They take time to enjoy the little things in life, and they prioritize experiences over material possessions. The Amish are not immune to the problems and difficulties of life. They experience the same emotions we all do. But the way they deal with these challenges is different. They rely on their faith, their community, and their connection to nature to get them through tough times. As we move through life, it is important to remember that we are not alone. We have each other, and we have the natural world to rely on. If we take the time to appreciate the little things in life, we will be better equipped to handle whatever challenges come our way. The Amish way of life is a powerful reminder of this truth. It can reduce stress, improve our mood, and help us focus better. Yet, most of us spend very little time in nature. We are stuck inside our homes or offices working, and then we spend our free time indoors watching TV or on our computers. This is not only detrimental to our health, but it also prevents us from developing a deep connection with the natural world. The Amish way of life is a reminder that we are all part of nature, and that we need to spend time in the natural world in order to thrive. This is why you will often see them using horses instead of cars, buggies instead of motorcycles, and farm equipment powered by horses instead of gasoline. These choices allow the Amish to live a simpler, more sustainable life, but it also allows them to maintain a close connection with the natural world. The Amish are not just passive observers of nature, however, they actively work to protect and preserve it. For example, they have a long history of sustainable farming practices, which ensure that the land remains healthy and productive for future generations. They also take great care to avoid polluting the environment. You will never see an Amish person litter the countryside or pollute a river with chemicals. Their respect for nature is evident in every aspect of their lives. It is a central part of their way of life, and it is something that we can all learn from. In a world where environmental degradation is a major concern, the Amish offer a refreshing example of how humans can live in harmony with nature. The first thing that stands out when you meet someone from the Amish community is their humility. They are some of the most down-to-earth people you will ever meet. This is because they live by a simple philosophy: don't draw attention to yourself. It's this mindset that allows them to blend in and live harmoniously with those around them. They are not flashy or boastful, and they don't try to impress others with their appearance or possessions. This is not to say that they are not proud people. They are rightly proud of their heritage and way of life, but they do not let that pride get in the way of their relationships with others. This is an important lesson for us all. In a world where people often show off their wealth and success, the Amish are a refreshing change of pace. They are a reminder that true happiness does not come from material possessions or social status, but rather from living a simple, humble life. And yet somehow they remain immune to those outside influences. They are very tight-knit groups of people who look out for one another. This is evident in the way they conduct their business. For example, they often own their farmland collectively, which ensures that no one person becomes too wealthy or too powerful. They also have a strong tradition of helping one another out during difficult times, such as when a family needs help with planting or harvesting crops. Everyone pitches in and helps out. This strong sense of community is what allows the Amish to maintain their way of life in spite of the many pressures they face from the outside world. They know that they can rely on one another for support, and that knowledge gives them the strength to resist the temptations of modern conveniences. The Amish are not afraid to ask for help when they need it, and they are always willing to lend a helping hand to others. This is what makes them such a close-knit community. They know that they can rely on one another, and that knowledge gives them the strength to resist the temptations of the outside world. It wasn't until I started researching their lifestyle that I realized it isn't actually that they are immune to these influences. So what can we learn from the Amish about living simply? Another thing I admire about the Amish is their strong sense of community. The Amish way of life is built around a deep respect for the natural world. One of the most significant lessons the Amish teach us is the importance of spending time in nature. The Amish spend a lot of time outdoors. Another thing I admire about the Amish is their resilience. If there is one thing I could change about my life, it would be to slow down and appreciate the little things more. In conclusion, the Amish are a truly fascinating community of people.